Hello, I'm Lora. Today we're going to talk about how to move on from a relationship with a narcissist, how to recognize the signs that you're in one, or that you've been in one, and what you can do to heal with less pain. Have you ever felt like you gave everything in a relationship? Your time, your energy, your love, and somehow it was never enough? Have you ever felt confused? Like one day you were deeply loved, and the next day completely ignored? If that sounds familiar, you might have been dealing with a narcissist. And the hardest part is, you often don't realize it until it's already hurt you deeply. At the beginning of a narcissistic relationship, it doesn't feel toxic. It feels magical. They give you attention you've never experienced before. They say things that feel deep, meaningful, almost unreal. You're different. I've never felt this way before. You understand me like no one else. And you believe it, because it feels real. Because in those moments, it is real. But what you don't see yet is that this intensity is not stability. It's not consistency. It's an emotional hook. This stage is often called love bombing, and it creates a powerful attachment very quickly. You don't just like them, you feel connected to them, deeply. Then, something changes. Not completely, not enough to make you leave, just enough to make you question. The messages become less frequent. The affection becomes inconsistent. One day, they're warm and loving. The next, distant, cold, unavailable. And you start asking yourself questions. Did I do something wrong? Are they losing interest? Am I not enough? And this is where the cycle begins. Because instead of pulling away, you try harder. You give more. You care more. You invest more. Trying to get back to how things were in the beginning. One of the most painful parts of being with a narcissist is the confusion. Because nothing is clear. When something hurts you, and you try to talk about it, they might dismiss it. You're overreacting. You're too sensitive. That never happened. And over time, you start doubting your own reality. This is called gaslighting, and it's one of the most damaging things you can experience. Because it doesn't just hurt you in the moment, it makes you stop trusting yourself. A narcissistic relationship is built on emotional extremes, highs and lows. Moments where you feel loved, desired, important, followed by moments where you feel ignored, rejected, invisible. And your mind gets stuck in between those two states, waiting for the next high, hoping it will come back. And every time it does, it feels like relief, like reward, like maybe things are finally getting better. But then, the cycle repeats. From the outside, people might say, "Why didn't you just leave?" But they don't understand. Because leaving isn't just about walking away from a person. It's about letting go of the beginning, the connection, the hope, the version of them you fell in love with. You're not just attached to who they are, you're attached to who they were, sometimes. And your mind keeps holding on to that version, waiting for it to come back. Over time, something inside you starts to change. You become more anxious, more careful, more self-aware in a painful way. You start walking on eggshells. You think twice before speaking. You analyze everything you say, trying not to trigger distance, or conflict, or rejection. And slowly, you lose parts of yourself. Your confidence, your clarity, your sense of identity. At some point, you start to see things differently. Maybe it's after one argument too many. Maybe it's after feeling ignored again. Maybe it's after realizing you're no longer happy. And a question appears. Why am I still here? That moment is the beginning of awareness. Even after you leave, it doesn't end immediately. Because emotionally, you're still attached. You miss them. You think about them. You replay memories. And this creates confusion again. If it was so bad, why do I still miss them? But here's the truth. You don't miss the pain. You miss the moments when it felt good. And your brain holds on to those moments because they were powerful. Healing starts with clarity. You have to see the relationship for what it really was. Not just the good parts, not just the potential, but the pattern, the inconsistency, the confusion, the emotional instability. The next step is distance, real distance. Because every time you go back, even just for a conversation, you reopen the emotional loop, and the healing process starts over. After a narcissistic relationship, your focus needs to shift, from them to you. You need to rebuild your sense of self. Start asking yourself, what do I need? What do I deserve? What feels healthy to me? Reconnect with your identity, your interests, your boundaries, and most importantly, learn to trust yourself again. Healthy love is different. It's not intense in a chaotic way. It's calm, it's stable, it's consistent. There's no constant confusion, no emotional roller coaster. And for someone who is used to chaos, this might feel unfamiliar at first. But unfamiliar doesn't mean wrong, it means new. If you've been in a relationship like this, I want you to remember something important. You didn't lose them, you found the truth. And even if it hurts right now, this pain is not the end. It's the beginning of something healthier, something real, something that doesn't require you to lose yourself just to be loved. If you want to understand more about relationships, emotional patterns, and the psychology behind human behavior,